So last week I went ahead and watched a couple videos explaining the process of how I can take my application to scale. Really, the main restriction that I have is that I don't want to completely rebuild the backend in order to do this. So I have a little bit of basis on where to go, but in the end I don't entirely know where to start. Yeah, so I didn't do anything yesterday. I'm taking a summer class, so I ended up having to do work that I didn't think was due, and I had to go and actually do it yesterday. But I had a little bit of time to watch some videos that gave me a brief idea on how to do what I'm trying to do. I know where to start, but the code is not going to be fun to do. We're going to go ahead and get the day started and then get to work. Plan as it stands right now is to go have a crazy push day, and then when I get back I'm going to take a look at rewriting the LangChain code as well as getting the GitHub to a position where it's actually usable and organized, because as it stands right now the GitHub is just a mess, and really we want to have it ready to be usable by more than just me. Just a few goals. It was not the greatest push day. It feels like every time I make progress on something, I learn 5 trillion new reasons why I did it wrong, which is fun. The roadblock that I'm at, in order to actually test out the new way of bringing this to scale, we needed to set up Docker. Now to me, Docker is pretty scary. Along with that, I don't really want to go through the process of installing everything that I need for Docker, getting everything set up with Docker, and having it on my computer, and then when everybody gets here in the next couple weeks ready to work on the back end, then I have to do all of it again, but on the back end side. At the end of the day though, it really does come down to just, I don't want to deal with it. Battery's almost dead though, so maybe I'll get some food before I come back to this. Okay, so for the past few hours, I've been looking at learning more about Git. It's going to be important to have an idea of how to use Git so that we can efficiently share the code that we're all using, especially as we add more people, because the biggest issue also is that this is a pretty big job. I don't want to do all of it by myself, and it kind of puts me at this weird spot where I don't know exactly what to do anymore. To be completely honest, all that I've really done has made the dumb, unscalable version of the functionality and everything, but none of it's actually implemented with the backend. I don't know. I've put all of this work into it, and it's at a point where it's just not going anywhere, and I don't know what to do next. So that's where we're at. Ultimately, the last thing I want to do is just stop working. But a lot of times you just need to take a break. So what I was actually able to get done, and the decision that I've made, is that I'm going to need to actually make the back end. So we do have a back end that's up that we've been using, but the issue is I don't have access to it. So what that means is, in order for me to actually progress the code that I'm trying to work on, is that I'm gonna need to make the back end on my own when I have no experience and without any help. And if you stick around, you'll be able to see what happens.